What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Vonnie coming back at y'all with another YouTube video. All right, in today's video, I want to get into how you build wealth through an average salary. And I'm talking about anywhere from 40 to 70K is about average. That's for me. Me personally, I feel like if you make above 70K, you should be able to save a little bit more. But this is how when you're struggling, when you still aren't making that much money, this is how you build that up, and eventually, you'll end up, having the lifestyle you want. It's not gonna happen overnight, and we all know that. It's all about the long run. What can you do in the long run? All right, so first, you want to start off with a job. You have to get a job. You have to be employed. You have to do stuff. If you're not employed, you have to do stuff to make money. Anything to make money, not anything. Don't do anything. But get a 9-to-5 job, that'll level up your life. And make sure you get a job that's giving you hours as well. If you got one of those jobs that, it's a 9-to-5, but you're only working like 25 hours a week, you're gonna make some money, but you're not making nothing for real. Get a 9-to-5 that, you get 40 hours a week at, and you're comfortable with. That's the first thing to build a wealth. You just want to get that job, get that initial job. Next, you want to save. You want to save money. I say try to save about 20% of whatever your paycheck is, and for a lot of people, that 20% might mean a lot to them. But if you could learn to save and try to invest it somewhere else, or just save it until you learn where to invest it. My best thing for you personally is to save it in the high yields. If you want to know about the apps, comment down below. I'll tell you what app I'm using. If you want to know about it in the comments. So yeah. And then third thing you want to do, once you start saving, you want to spend less. Like, we all have this lifestyle that we want to live, that we want to show off, but at the end of the day, what about in the future? What are you going to have in the future that's going to help your lifestyle now? You feel me? Like, or your lifestyle for then. You feel me? Like you get the newest clothes, you get the newest Jordans, but in like a month, it takes about 6 months for stuff to run out of style. Maybe even a little bit less than that. So why buy that when you could just be investing in your future? You could invest in a stock. You could open a Roth IRA. And that's another thing that comes with making money. Like, you're opening multiple different accounts. You're getting money here. You forget about money here. You're like, oh, yeah, I do have this account open up. And that's a good thing, because you're like, oh, I do got some money coming my way, some extra money. So that's what I really wanted to get into. Like, you got to live below your means. If you get a raise, still stay at that same means that you were before you got that raise. So, what are some of the ways that you can get a raise without getting a raise within your job? I like to job hop. It was frowned upon back in the 90s, back in the early 2000s, because it's like, oh, nobody's gonna want to hire you. You're going from this job to this job to this job to this job. But it's different now in this day and age. Like, of course you're going to go to a different job because like all the jobs back then, they were basically paying the same. But in this day and age, you could go from making 15 an hour at 17 to making 25 an hour at 18. And it's that big of a gap difference. Like, you can actually do that. So my philosophy is never get complacent in your job. Never think that your job is better than another job, because yeah, you might be making a couple bucks, but there's a job out there that's paying way more, and you don't want to get complacent in that job and get comfortable with that job when you could be out there making more money. So yeah, just never do that. Never do that. Just I say another thing is you want to do is avoid high interest debt. Like, debt is going to be your enemy. Getting that credit card at 18, getting that credit card at 19, and then running it up and then being like, oh, I'm going to pay it back every month. You're not. You're not going to pay it back every month. You're young. You're immature. things are gonna happen, things are gonna come up, you're gonna keep using it, and you're just one day you're gonna look up and you're gonna be like, dang, I owe $2,500 to my credit card, and that's all interest and everything. So yeah, don't do that. Another thing that a lot of people do is they get car loans. Car loans are cool, but they're gonna be interest. Like there's gonna be interest. Like there's no way you have to have credit to get low interest, and you don't have credit like when you're young. So there's no point in getting it because you're gonna get that interest. You know, for a car that's $12,000, you're gonna end up paying $20,000 on that car, and that sounds crazy. Like that's even a thing. But yeah, and then I want to tell y'all, get off that Klarna, that A-Firm, all that. Stop doing those apps, bro. Like stop, just stop. It's not worth it. It's stupid. It doesn't make sense to me. You get on an app to pay for things, and like they come out of your check and it's interest on it. It doesn't make sense, man. Just wait till you got enough money to buy it straight up. That's another thing. Use if you end up getting a good job and getting I'm not even gonna say a good job, but like you end up getting a job with a 401k, you know, they're gonna match you. They're gonna match you. So whatever money you put into that 401k, they're gonna match you until it's capped out. And once you cap it out, you know, you don't have to put no more money in there. You could just, you know, put it in a high yields or instead of putting it in a high yields, you put it in a Roth IRA, which if y'all don't know where to get that app at, I can tell y'all where to get that app at it as well. So comment that down below. I want to see high yields and Roth IRA accounts. That's all you got to comment. Let me see your high yields and Roth IRA accounts. But yeah, so yeah, use that to your advantage. Like you can do a traditional IRA as well. Like it doesn't matter. Just invest. And if y'all don't know what a Roth IRA is, it's basically good stocks that everybody buys, that everybody gets paid from. That's the simple way to put it. You can't lose stocks. Yes, they are stocks. At the end of the day, yes, they are stocks, but you can't lose with them. Like you keep investing, you know, you're gonna see your stuff dip down and then go straight back up. It's a scary sight to see, but at the end of the day, risk or risk. So yeah, and another thing I want to say, you want to invest early. You want to invest when you're in your early 20s, you know. If you can't invest in your early 20s, at least late 20s, you know, and if you can't do it in your late 20s, definitely in your 30s. Definitely in your 30s. Like, and investing is not, oh, you're getting on every morning, going to the stock market, seeing what's the best stock, what stock is down, nah, that's not what I mean by investing. I'm talking about like the Roth IRA, the 401ks, you know, match everything up. The if you don't have to spend money, you don't have to, don't spend money, because you can just put that in a high yield savings account and it'll stack up for you. So just start now. Just start with that little 500, you know, that you was going to buy the whole outfit on, you know, you was going to put the down payment on a car, all that, bro. Just put that little money in a high yields or a Roth IRA and just let it stack up. You know, it might take a little bit, but if you keep working hard and stacking your bread up and finding different ways to make money, you're going to see that other side very soon. So make sure you got an emergency fund. Make sure you're avoiding everything that you can. Like, man, I just want to say this: drive safe. Make sure that, you know, your health is good. Go work out. All of that. Like, that's what's going to really protect you in the future, and you're gonna feel so good about it. But yeah, make sure you got that emergency fund. I say $5,000 is what you should have in your emergency fund, and $5,000 is not in your Roth IRA. That's not in your high yields. That's not in no account, but an account that you can literally pull out from at any time. So and it should be for like up to 3 to 6 months of emergency. But I like to say like 5K. So basically, you know, $1,000 per month. But I like to say up to 5 months, that's $1,000 per month. And to put it in simple form, everything you earn, you save 20% of, You invest a little bit. You know, it doesn't have to be. If you invest $20 a week, you're good. You're doing the right thing. And, you know, increase that income. If you can go do a side hustle, if you can do like YouTube, social media, and make a bag from that, if you can, you know, go out and work that 9 to 5, and after your 9 to 5, you know, you go DoorDash or something to put money away, you can do that. And you do that process for, we say, 10, 15 years. You know, you start investing when you're young, you're gonna pan out in the end. Like that's what it all comes down to. So I just wanted to get into that, and you know, that's how you really build wealth on an average income. It's all about investing, saving, and just not buying ridiculous stuff. Like you know if something's ridiculous, you know if something's out of your price range, you know that you shouldn't really be buying this. But what do? Our ego tells us, hey, we worked hard, we worked all week, you know, we need to spend this money. We need to get this money out of our hands. And that's not true. Because at the end of the day, it's your life. So it doesn't have to be out of your hands. It can be in your hands. You would rather want money in your hands than out of your hands for a product that you're not even going to consume for that long. You feel me? Some people buy an outfit and they wear it one time. They take pictures in it, they wear it one time, and they get rid of it. I could never imagine. So that's all I got for this video, man. I just wanted to come on here and tell you how I personally built wealth with an average income, because at the end of the day, it is average. I make $24.50 an hour, which is cool, but at the end of the day, it's average. But yeah, that's it for the video. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. Peace.